What is Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black with out through long face, skinny body, and we are back still black with some more fire Boruto manga related content. I'm throwing in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, share the video with your friends. You already know the dealie. Yo, Boruto chapter 15 is straight gas, and we're not gonna waste no time. So let's get to the business, just Sersky.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. 1 chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Okay, so by this point in time in the timeline, you have probably been privy to not just the official leaks that we get for the Boruto spoilers for chapter 15 for the upcoming chapter, normally released by the official Naruto website, but the chapter fully translated, fully leaked. 4 is one of those months, it's one of those days where we get it nearly a week before the actual chapter drops. We got it 4 days early. So people are already talking about the contents. Now me, I'm aware of actually a lot of things. Normally I try not to read too much of the spoilers, but I'm actually aware of and privy to a lot of the information that has been translated thus far. Now, upon waiting for the official release and the actual drop, there's something I wanted to talk about specifically as opposed to just presenting the spoilers in a way like, oh guys, we got some crazy spoilers. Look at all of these crazy spoilers, right? We already talked about, well, at least I attempted to, but I did make a post about the official page that we got between Boruto and Kawaki on the Hokage's head, and that place having all that significance for both of their characters throughout their childhood and up to the point right now. Now, their conversation was very interesting in particularly. Now, in particularly to Boruto and Kawaki's conversation, right? Boruto obviously sons him, jokes aside. He basically informs Kawaki, yo, you need to get stronger. There are things that needs to be done. Now, something that actually caught my eye was the reveal of Amado actually tweaking Kawaki's powers. Now, those of y'all who are aware of both, you know, the Walkie Talkie podcast, shout out to Uyi, shout out to everybody who's on that podcast, even the Cloud Ninja podcast, shout out to my guys Mello, Bara, my guy Free Game. I mentioned on both podcasts time and time again, Kawaki is like, he's not portraying his true potential. There's something going on with this guy. And a lot of the notions or a lot of the fingers that I pointed in the direction were towards Amado, because I'm like, it has to be something that's going on in terms of like, you know, Kawaki having a mental nerf. I leaned more heavily on the aspect of it being a mental nerf for Kawaki as opposed to it being hands-on interference from this guy, Amado. So we have confirmation this chapter, of course, from Boruto that Amado is doing some shenanigans, some funny money things to this guy Kawaki, which get him, you know, getting his face shoved into the dirt by a Clawgon, and, you know, Jura punching this man across oblivion into a water tank. So obviously Jura is that dog, and he's been cementing himself as one of the top dogs, but it's been clear cut and dry. Every instances that Kawaki pops up on page where there's confrontation in front of his face, we are all left, well, me personally, with you know, joy and excitement, but majority of the fans are left with disappointment and, you know what I'm saying, disregard for like Kawaki's true nature and the hype that he actually left off with at the end of part 1. But the more interesting thing, well, I'm not going to say most interesting. The thing I want to focus on in this video, right? 2 things I want to focus on in this video. As you can see, my guy Gaara and this guy Code getting completely manhandled this chapter. So we're going to get the official flashback of the fight between Matsuri and Gaara and Shinju. So it actually turns out it was Matsuri herself, you know, with the handful of Clawgons that really put the pause on both Shinju and Gaara. So now over here in the translations, we got the gist of it. Matsuri's talking trash, typical villain trash. Yo, it's best and more ideal for you to leave these kids behind. Gaara, you're hurting yourself by even trying to protect them. You could have done better in the fight. Not saying that you would have won, yada, yada, yada. And Gaara pulls out the typical, I'm not going to let these kids' lives be in danger. So, you know, putting his life in danger, and Shinju, doing the most noble act of all, actually steps in right here, right? So, according to the contents, because in Art and Punch of the chapter, it's hard to explain as to like how access to Gaara can be granted because Jura explains, Gaara is essentially quote unquote sealed, and we have the new Shinju Ryu explaining that, the fifth Kazekaze, Gaara of the Sand, is his target, and if he has to undo the sealing jutsu in some sort of way, that is what he's going to do. But here we see Shinki putting my guy in the sealing jutsu and taking matters into his own hands, taking the priority and saying that the Kazekage's life should be prioritized over his life and his teammates, because we got Shinki's teammates also in the mix as well. I believe Yodo and the puppeteer guy's name, I forgot his name as well, but these people are actually like in the mud right now, and it's showcasing how strong Matsuri is. So now with Matsuri, let's go back to the Matsuri panel because I thought it was pretty fire. I'm not sure if she uses like these things on her shoulders, like that can be her claws, her clothes, as like something that can stretch like tentacles, almost similar to how Himawari uses her hair when she's using Kurama's power. I'm not gonna hold y'all though, bro. I'm not I'm not gonna hold y'all. Matsuri, like, you know what I'm saying? Matsuri is Matsuri, if that's even a word right now. I'm fucking with Matsuri's style right now. The ears, maybe it has to grow on me, no pun intended, but Matsuri is definitely Matsuriing right now. Shout out forever though. Forever shout out to my babies Ino and Delta, right? So now let's get to the juice. This guy Jura, and I've said it time and time again, bro. I've said it time and time again. Code is going to be the stepping stone for the next big bad. Whatever he's doing is going to set the premises for the upcoming, confrontations and problems and struggles in Boruto's story. And here we have it. He's getting bodied and sunned by his own creation. So here, right, Code not only attempts to attack the Shinju, he attempts to attack Jura, right? He gets completely like washed. Jura doesn't even move a muscle, snipes his hands off. Code has to forcibly stop the bleeding, and he's completely confused. Now, Code has an ego. He's still trying to talk trash, and they come to an agreement. Jura's like, bro, go do my dirty work for me. How about that? Code left initially. Last time we saw Code, he's like, they're going to do the work for me. All peaches and rainbows. Now, Jura's like, bro, go handle this before I handle you. Take care of Boruto and his associate. And Code is like, if I do this, I get to keep the chakra fruit. And once I get that fruit, I'll have the last laugh. Now, Jura, knowing damn well he ain't finna let it rock like that, he's like, go ahead, do what you do. You're gonna get the fruit if you just come through for me. Now, Jura has officially entered that status of villainy where he's sending minions to go do his work for him. You know how in shows where the minions fail the job, they come to report back, and he's like, damn, I gotta do this myself, and he offs them. So Jura might just be the one to kill Code. I'm calling it right now. My guy Ryu and his code line, as I mentioned earlier, he's talking to Jura, and it comes across revealed that Shinki essentially sealed Gaara in the Iron Sand before, the destruction of himself by the Clog Arm and the creation of Ryu. So now Ryu's like, yo, basically, if that's the case, then that technique can be released by him. So his target is the fifth Kazekage, Gaara of the Sand. It's decided, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. This nigga got that shit on. He got that shit on, definitely, for sure. Chapter 15 is gas, bro. But these two moments here particularly, like, I'm not even sure where to begin, bro. Code getting, all right, it's one thing. It's kind of expected, Code getting bodied by Jura, but like none of these Shinjus, because I'm pretty sure Code popped up in all four of their faces, bro. And it was Ryu who even called out Code and originally brought him onto the scene. But, they're using his own jutsu, well, technically Shiba's, but they're using his own jutsu against him, better than him, and they're completely dogging him and sunning him. And Code is really like, bro, what the fuck? So now has no choice but to push his gears in the middle because he's trying to press them. They need to be eating Boruto and Kawaki. Jura's like, why don't you go do it? You know what I'm saying? Cole got a big head, and now Jura's like, matter of fact, now you have to go do it because I'm telling you to. Instead of suggesting it, I'm making you do it. Go do it right now before you lose another arm, bro. It's really crazy out here. I don't know, like, if that just makes Jura that much more menacing or Code that much more of a laughing stock, because if we keeping it a buck, not you or Kawaki, but I'm not sure who is worse right now, my guy. They're giving Kawaki mediocre losses, but definitely devastating losses. Code, they're giving you absolutely no chance in the glory gates right now, my guy. So I'm really sorry for that. But it's your boy Black Child. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Bro, Jura completely bodying and sunning Code, and Matsuri sunning and bullying Gaara and defeating Shinki, ultimately creating the Shinju. So it's real interesting. It's real interesting that they decided to go this route this chapter, starting off with the actual flashback and then giving us details in between the Boruto Kawaki conversation and definitely in current events with Jura and the other Shinju versus Code. So I'm really excited for the full chapter to come out so I could talk fully about everything that I was seeing that happened. But stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more topics. This is your boy Black Uchiha 3, long face, skinny body. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We do also have the, you know what I'm saying, the cover for Shinju, for the Ryu Shinju, bro. This dude, I ain't gonna lie, bro. His feet is the only thing that threw me off. His feet is literally boots and toes and slippers and heels all in one. But it's kind of, it works. It works for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't pull this off, but it definitely works for me. It's your boy Black Chia. Let me know how y'all feel about the chapter so far and what y'all think about the spoilers. Holla at your boy into my next video. I'm gonna holla at y'all Black Chia. Yes, sir. Ski.